Holy crap! So, I just got done playing possibly the greatest experience I've had in a 3D Sonic game in like almost 20 years. And I love Sonic Frontiers very much, but this is great in a very different way. Hey guys, this is the Lot2K reviewer coming in, and yeah, so I just finished Shadow Generations, and Sonic Team, they home runned it, man. They home runned it out of the park. It went flying out of here. You know, they just won the game. They did it, man. Sonic is now possibly the best 3D gaming franchise in all of gaming again. I don't know, but this was a really great gaming experience, and wow. And as you can see, I got my 3 edgy boys right here, because I don't have a physical copy of the game yet, so I thought it'd be fun to set up the 3 shadows. And the Yellowcast Emerald is here because it is significant to the game and to the story. And I don't want to talk about too many spoilers in this little mini review, if you want to call it that. This is basically my review of the game, but like a rundown version of it. And because I want to do more like... I used to make like really fun game reviews, including with the Sonic Genesis anthology. Basically the entire Sonic Origins, before Sonic Origins came out, Sonic 1, CD, 2, and 3 Knuckles. And they were big videos with a lot of editing skills in them, but nobody ever watched them, so at least they didn't get a lot of views. So I'm kind of iffy about making game reviews again with like a lot going on when you see the game and all this stuff on the screen and the music and stuff. But I'm going to put music in this video, but for right now I'm going to do a slop, camera version of this review of this game. I gave my initial thoughts of Sonic Frontiers when I beat the game, and by the way, Shadow Generations officially came out today. Sonic Shadow Generations did, so yay for that. And I did pre-order the game both digitally, and I got the limited run physical edition. That's coming in the mail soon. You bet your butt that I'm going to make a video about that when it comes in. A big, fun unboxing video. I'm excited. That's like the biggest Sonic thing I could ever own, maybe, to me, in terms of just hypeness and just happiness. I think this is like the most important Sonic, meaningful thing I could ever own. Maybe one of them that I could ever own, besides the Sonic Mania statue, because that was my first Sonic, was Classic Sonic. So, and for the fact that he's on the Sega Genesis is like, oh my god. And now I see Sonic and Shadow and Dreamcast, I'm like, okay, this is like the next best thing. I need that, so it's coming. So I'm excited. Anyways, okay, sorry. I'm kind of going all over the place. Let's get to the point. So, I did beat the game, and I want to give my rundown thoughts on the game before I'm going to do like a first half with no spoilers, second half with spoilers. So, Sonic Shadow Generations was fun. It has some of the best game design in a 3D Sonic game I've ever played. It feels very similar to Sonic Adventure 2 Shadow's gameplay. It's just like that, but like with a lot more going on for the most part. It weirds me out that there's still 2D sections, but they are really damn well made. But the 3D sections, oh my god, whoa, those are peak. Those are peak. We don't know all the stages in the games yet. So there is one that's like halfway in the game. Metal Overlord was in the trailers, Metal Sonic. So I think it's the one you play before you fight him. I will say this much. So this is technically the not spoiler section of the video. It's the one you play before Metal Overlord. Okay, that I think so. Act 1 of this specific level is the best level I've ever played in a Sonic game, maybe ever. Or at least a Sonic game you play as Shadow. This game has more justice and love put into it than Shadow's actual game does, which is sad but true. Because I wanted to love the Shadow the Hedgehog game. I was 10 years old when it came out, and I did like it a lot at the time. I didn't think too deeply about it, and I didn't take the game very seriously. I just, like most of us that played the game back then, that loved that game, I bet you 90% of you never actually beat it to completion and only played it because it was dumb fun stuff with Sonic with guns, and you only completed maybe a couple of the story modes in the game. of the 10 unlockable endings. Yeah, I unlocked all 10 endings back in 2020. I beat the game back in 2020, and I can easily say that the Shadow the Hedgehog video game is my least favorite 3D Sonic game, to the point where I sold it off. I was like, I'm done with this game. This game is terrible. I did the final Doom boss fight and everything. It was not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. If you play the game for fun, to the point where like, I'm not going to beat this thing, but I'm having a good time with it, kudos to you. Keep doing that, but do not risk your mental health trying to beat this game 100%. It's not worth your time or energy. It's not. But this game, though, Shadow Generations, is worth your time and energy. It's worth playing through, and it is a true sequel to Shadow Story and Sonic Adventure 2. So would you call this game Sonic Adventure 3? Would I call this game Sonic Adventure 3? Hell no. That's not all I'm saying here. No. At the time when Sonic Frontiers came out, I said this is a good placeholder until we do get Sonic Adventure 3. What I mean by that is it is a good experience game to play, regardless if you get Sonic Adventure 3 or not. To me, it feels like Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations, or Sonic Shadow Generations, Cross Shadow Generations, is like, they're not the eventual 1 and 2 remakes that I really want to exist, but they are a really good, like, thing to have until we might get those. They're really good placeholders. I don't know if we're going to get Sonic Frontiers 2 or not. I want a Sonic Frontiers 2 really, really, really bad. I think we should get one, but I want more Sonic game remakes. I think we should get a Sonic Rush Cross Sonic Unleashed remake. That would be insane. That would be insane. I don't know if they're going to combine Blaze's story with the Werehog-like guy and everything, but I don't know. That would be interesting, but at least having something like that would be great. Or a Sonic Rush 3D remake would be amazing too. I would love to see that happen. With voice acting and everything, and you get Hideki Naganuma, I forgot his name, but the Jet Set Radio music guy back doing the music. Oh man, that'd be sweet. I can't believe I forgot his name. I know. I love his music. So yeah, I love the game to death. I did, and it is definitely deserving of the high ratings it's getting. It's getting 8 to 9 out of 10. That made me feel so happy. I was a bit of a bad boy, and I played the game even earlier than the earlier date because somebody out there decided to upload it online with a Switch emulator. So I got to dabble with it, and I was like, I know this game's going to get high reviews. I know it's going to get at least 8s. And it did. It got 8s and 9s. I was like, I called it. I mean, if this game gets a 7, that ain't right. I was right. I was like, yes! Fuck yeah! It feels good to be right about something like that. I'm like, yes! Thank God, we're so totally winning. And I made this. Y'all see, some of y'all out there saw the picture, and I will explain what this picture means. I don't want it to confuse some out there. It might confuse you. Get right here, with iCarly, the Miranda Cosmo meme. How it has Sonic Adventure 2 at the top of her younger and Shadow Generations on the bottom, which is older, Sonic Shadow Generations. And that might confuse some of you. You might be like, well, is this the Adventure 2 remake? Is this Adventure 3? That's not really what I'm saying, but it's like a combination of both those things. Because it's Shadow Generations, and the game was advertised as just Shadow exploring the past, present, and future. That's very true in this game. It's a worthy sequel follow-up story to Sonic Adventure 2 after Shadow the Hedgehog. And even there's I know 06 is not a very loved game in the franchise. I was a big 06 hater for like a while. I grew up with that. I grew up on that game, and I had a very complicated relationship with that game for years to come. But it always came from a place of understanding, knowing that this game was an unfinished product that was sold to us, and that's why it's so hard to play through, and that's why it sucks and everything. And it's 100% Sega's fault. It's Sega's fault more so than it's Sonic Team's fault. 110% true. It is Sega's fault that it got sold an unfinished product. But one of the best things about Sonic 06 is Shadow's story, is Shadow as a character, is Shadow's experiences with Mephiles and Rouge and Omega, and those feelings are definitely carried over to this game, which is beautiful. It is a worthy sequel to Shadow as a character from Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog the game, I guess, being done in the right direction, and Sonic 06. 100% true, yes. But the story and the game are both like peak Sonic. It's good stuff. It is great. It is deserving of all the rings it's getting. Hell yeah, play the game if you haven't. It is so worth your time. I would debatably say play it versus checking out Sonic Frontiers. If you grew up with Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, especially Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was the first 3 Sonic game I ever played in my entire life. It's one of the first 3D games I ever played, period. Play this game immediately. Play Shadow Generations right away if you grew up with Sonic Adventure 2. You will not be disappointed. It does that storyline so much justice. Okay, Now I gotta get into spoilers because I have so much to say. So much to say that's good about this game. We got Maria, we got Joe Robotnik, Maria Robotnik, Joe Robotnik, Big the Cat's there, Cubot and Orbot are there, which is like, what? But okay, they don't affect the story at all. But I was like, not these two dum-dums, but it's okay, it's alright. Rouge the Bat is there, so she touches on that she crosses between the Sonic Generation story and the Shadow Generation story. I don't know if this counts as a spoiler because it wasn't really advertised in the game, but like every reviewer is talking about it because I feel like it's deserving to know. Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations are two separate games when you boot it up. Again, reminiscent of Sonic 2, how there's a hero side and a dark side storyline that you can choose between. It's very similar to the idea, but these are two completely different games that don't. If you beat them both, you don't unlock like a new ending. But maybe they will include something with like future DLC. And then that's another thing we'll touch on in this video is like I feel like there's some slice of life updates that I want for this game. First of all, I'll touch on this really quickly. The drop dash for modern Sonic and Generations really throws me off. I'm trying to homing attack, making drop dashes, and I die and I fall off the screen. I hate that. Please give us an option to turn it on or off because it was not in the original game, and the original game was not designed to use it. So Sonic Team, thank you for the addition of the drop dash, but it's not required for the gameplay to work. So please turn it off. I don't like that right trigger is boost for Sonic's campaign. Or at least adding the ability to like sidestep with like the control stick, because you can't. But I think you can in Shadow's campaign. I think you can sidestep with his campaign. Or the levels aren't designed for you to sidestep while you're boosting. Maybe I can't remember. But wow, that was. I know it works really well in Sonic Frontiers because you can use the control stick to sidestep still. But I have to like use my index finger and my middle finger to boost and like. Please, guys, like do some small slice of life updates for the game if you can, please. The game is a perfect game. It's very deserving of a 9 out of 10. Even debatably a 10 out of 10. But, like, still, though, these are just nitpicks for me, personally, but I feel like some other people out there would appreciate these changes, too. And again, these are not things Sonic Team or Sega has to do for me to enjoy the game more or not, but, well, okay, a little bit, but they don't have to do these things. These are just requests. And a big fat one for future DLC. For the love of God, I know it's a Generations remake, but a Chao Garden, man. A Chao Garden would be the most fitting thing for this game. Especially if you want to honor the spirit of making a proper sequel to Adventure 2 like you did with Chao. Sorry. A Chao Garden would be great. I know a reason why they don't want to do it is because Yuji Naka was like the father of that idea. He created the idea. He was like the big driving force to make a Chao Garden. But even so, Chao Garden will be very welcome, especially now more than ever. Technically, Sonic Frontiers, the whole game is a giant Chao Garden because the Cocos are Chaos and they're everywhere, but there isn't really anything to do with them besides collect them, so it's like, does that really count? I mean, yes and no, but like an actual interactive Chao Garden with Sonic and Shadow would be great. But how would that work with the boost gameplay? Well, if the collection room, there you go, you don't boost or anything of that, so yeah, you could give us a Chao Garden. Gerald's Journal. Oh my god, that was like my jaw hit the floor reading that. There's so much new stuff, so much new story, so much new revelations to the Sonic universe, to Shadow's backstory, to everything like that. That was a big deal. We get to learn that Gerald had 2 sons. We know that Maria touches on her parents. They touch on Abraham Tower, but why were Emerald and Abraham Tower in the frickin' Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings, but they weren't in the actual game? Emerald is my favorite Sonic character, the Gizoid from Sonic Battle, because Emerald is a cross between Sonic and Shadow. His personality is based. He bonds very deeply with Sonic and Shadow in the Sonic Battle game, and so then henceforth his personality is basically a combination of both of theirs. That's why he's my favorite Sonic character, because Shadow and Sonic, I love them very, very, very much, especially now with this game. And Emerald's like the combination of the two of them, so I'm like, where is he? You put him in the freaking short, why is he not in the game? Same thing with Abraham Tower, that's kind of misleading. That's weird. Maybe there's room for them in the movie. If Emerald shows up in Sonic Movie 3, that'd be bizarre. But, wow. Okay, he's here, but like, why? Man, Sonic Battle, it's like a little Game Boy Advance game that like, not a lot of people experience the whole story, so they don't really understand his character that deep. I fell in love with him right away. I did. I was like, this character is one of the best Sonic characters ever made. He's my favorite character of all time now in the franchise. Let's bring him back. And I thought for sure, I'm like, oh my god, he's in the animation. He's going to come back in the game. No, he's not. He might be in the, he might show up later on as DLC or something. I don't know. He probably won't, but I don't know. But he's not in story mode. That was like, oh man, you could have fitted him as like a side. He could have been an NPC that Shadow talked to. That much we should have had. We should have had him as an NPC that Shadow talked to. Same thing with Abraham Tower. That would have been enough for me to be like, oh my god, oh, okay. He didn't need to be part of the main story, but at least make him an NPC to speak with. No. Maybe he's hidden in the game still. I don't think he is, but I haven't 100% of the game yet, so I don't know. Maybe they'll add him later on. Yes, please do that. Sonic Team Sega, please add him in. Watch put him in the cartoon if he's not going to be in the game. That's weird. So, you know, that's my opinion. Now, the level I was talking about that I thought was, like, perfected was Kingdom Valley Act 1. Kingdom Valley Act 1 is right now currently my favorite level I've ever played as with Shadow. And that's to the remake of Radical Highway, the last level. Both acts. Whoa. I love that, like, Radical Highway was, like, this thematic set piece for Shadow that they never say the name of the area or touch on like why it's a thematic set piece for him or why Doomsday and Black Doom keep like using it, but it was still like crazy awesome. And I thought we were gonna find out that the Time Eater was connected to Black Doom, and maybe the whole Black Arms thing, they're like corrupted wisps or something. I don't really know if they're ever gonna do that kind of idea. Like if the wisps, the Time Eater, and the Black Arms all and even the Chow somehow all connect, but they're all like separate different alien species. I still don't know what the fuck the Time Eater is. Nobody knows what the hell it is. So he's just there. I want context on that kind of. I want context, and this game does give you some context with Gerald Robotnik and what he with his journal. But there's some words and names that are crossed that are like blurred out or not blurred out, but they're like censored out. You're like, what? Like, no, I want to know the deeds. Like he writes down his son's name, but you don't know his son's name. Like, that could be Eggman's dad. That could be Marie Robotnik's dad. Who is this person? Let us know who it is. We're hungry. Like, Sonic fans want to know this stuff because it's really interesting. And Iizuka, man, I love. This is back in 2021 or 2. I love this. He said in this interview that he knows what the next 10 Sonic games are going to be, and that makes you so hyped right now, especially after playing this game. Wow, like they have a lot they want to share with us. They're I bet you anything that both Ian Flynn, Iizuka, and every other creative member of Sonic Team are coming up with new ideas for Sonic stories and characters, and just, oh my god, with the lore and the universe and the world. That makes me so excited. That makes me very happy as a fan, and that's great. So I guess we just need to be patient. But for those out there who grew up on Sonic Adventure 2, some of y'all didn't make it, I'm guessing. So that's sad. And I think I forgot to do this. I was going because I got all hyped up and excited and autistic about it. But I think it's important that we gather around, watch this video, and have a moment of silence for those who loved Sonic as a kid, who wanted more from the adventure games, who may not be here anymore. And that's sad. So. Yeah, may those people all rest in peace, because it is something to think about. It is like, yeah, that is pretty sad. Like, there's fans out there who never got the chance to watch like Dragon Ball Daima or read or watch Dragon Ball Super or experience Halo Infinite at launch. It was alright at launch, at least, or properties that have like a comeback that fans have been waiting for like 20 plus years, and then we finally get it. Like, I'm lucky enough to be alive for this long. I'm only 30 years old, I know, but still, like, anything in life could so I'm lucky to still be here and to experience this stuff. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy right now as a Yakuza fan, Dragon Ball fan, Sonic fan, and a One Piece fan. And I'm hoping the best for Halo, but we'll see what happens. As for Sonic, though, man, I'm still hoping the best. They clearly want to keep this open zone formula. That's great. Please check out both Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations, because just like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, these two games play incredibly similar. No, they're not like connected as like a story, but they are both worth playing together. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 aren't really connected as well, but they are. But it's more like Shadow Generations is a prequel game and Sonic Frontiers is a sequel game. And are we going to see Shadow's Doom powers in future titles? I don't know. I was hoping that we would get Super Shadow. He's going to come back for the final Doom fight, but what we got was basically the next best thing. He had his Doom wings, his Doom squid, his stingray creature, and him in his like little inkling Doom form. Which it makes you think of Splatoon, but like some fans are like, oh no, it's like Shadows has like dark wisp powers. I'm like, yeah, I guess he does. Like I didn't really think about that, but yeah, okay. So I'm very excited for the future of the franchise. I love that they brought back the fake Chaos Emerald from Sonic Adventure 2. Sorry, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little under the weather today. I'm getting over a cold at the moment, so sorry, but yeah, but my energy is like woohoo right now because I just played one of the best things one of the best Sonic games I could play in years. I know we get these kinds of games every 5 years, right? We got Sonic Generations, Mania, Frontiers, and now this game, and it shows how good these games truly are. Truly are. They're great. They're wonderful times. Even Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors, when it came out at the time, it was getting high reviews, 9s, 8s, 7s out of 10s, all over the board. And nowadays, people are like, I hate Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors are one of the worst games in the series. I'm like, no, it's not. The story is whatever. But the gameplay is it's basically 3D Sonic 2. That's what this game is. I'm like, why is it getting so much hate? What the fuck is going on with Sonic Colors? I don't understand. I think the game is still great. I'm talking about the original Wii version of the original Wii port of the game, the original Wii release. And the DS version too, which I need to rebuy the DS version. I don't own it anymore. But, man, Sonic Colors is a good game. So ever since Colors till now, Sonic games have been, I think, mostly good releases. The only exceptions, I think, are Sonic 4, Episode 1 and 2, Sonic Boom, Rise of the Lyric, Lost World and Forces. And I guess you could maybe count Sonic Origins and Sonic Superstars, but those are... I think I like those games more than Sonic Forces, personally, but whatever. Like, yes, they don't have quite that kick-ass vibe to them that Sonic needed, but Frontiers and Shadow Generations 120,000% do have that like oomph, that Sonic oomph, badass kick-ass feel that the franchise needed back. Yeah, I am a big Shadow lover now more than ever in my life. He is definitely one of the most important characters in the franchise. I'm glad he got to show off how great he is. This is a true worthy Shadow the Hedgehog video game. The original Shadow the Hedgehog video game is not technically a Shadow game, and is still a mainline Sonic title. But this is technically a spin-off side story, starring Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's very Shadow the Hedgehog. And this is his true game. This is truly Shadow the Hedgehog's game. This game is Shadow Generations, the one I played on my Xbox Series X and Xbox One, and I loved it, and I cannot wait to get the collector's edition. Oh my god, what an amazing game! 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10s all across the board. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Seriously, like, I loved it. It was great. Well, actually, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, but like IGN did. But it's deserving. Like a 9.5. Like, wow, what an amazing game. Do I feel like they could do a bit more to make it a 10 out of 10? Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Adding a child garden would probably increase that rating. For me, absolutely. And when I think of Sonic Frontiers now, I think of it with all its updates. It's a much better game for sure. But sorry, that was just my dog, I think, scratching at something, or maybe an animal in the walls. I don't know, but if you guys heard that. But yeah, Shadow Generations is great. Check it out if you haven't. I gotta wrap up my video. If you never played the original Sonic Generations, I think it helps to play this game first, because I love the original game, and I'm trying to play it on I've been playing it on 3 different platforms. On Steam, I finished on Steam, I haven't touched on Steam in a long time. Xbox 360 and not Xbox One, because I am trying to 100% the 360 version, and going back and forth between them, I kind of prefer the original one versus the remaster, but the remaster is still pretty good. And I want a Sonic Adventure 2 skin for this game, right? We need Soap Shoes OG Adventure 2 Sonic and this Shadow right here, the Adventure 2 Shadow, as skins in this game. We need them. We seriously need them as DLC. Okay, folks, go check out this game if you haven't. I'm really looking forward to Sonic Movie 3. For the most part, I just hope there's a couple more characters that show up in that movie. I don't know, man. I'm really looking forward to the Keanu Reeves Shadow Generations movie DLC, Sonic Movie 3 DLC. That's exciting. I hope we get to hear Ben Schwartz as Sonic in it. I hope he shows up. I hope so. That'd be fun. And Yeah, I also want more from Shadow Generations. I want Abraham Tower. I want Emerald. I want them as just NPCs that just are chilling out by the white space and you just talk to them and that's it. And I really, really, really want a Child Garden DLC pack. Maybe just remake the one from Retro 2 with like the modern looking visuals and graphics, and add some new little features to that. I don't know, like at least a little something. Like you don't have to go too. You don't have to put too much effort into the Child Garden from Adventure 2 Battle, Adventure 2, besides what was already there. Just add a little bit more content, and then there you go. Like, not too much stuff, maybe. Like, maybe add another garden or something, or maybe just add more, like, items to collect and interact with the Childs. Maybe add in the Wisps. Maybe add in... Yeah, or something. I don't know. It could be fun. Alright, guys. Peace out. This is the Y2K Reviewer. This is the Y2K Reviewer. Signing out. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sayonara. Thank you again for watching my video. And sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog, my friend. Until next time. Because he's going to be around for a long time. He will be. I don't know if he's ever going to get another game. Should Silver the Hedgehog in a Silver Generations? I mean, yeah, sure. But, like, I don't know. I feel like Silver's story is, like... Silver doesn't have as much as, like, a memorable story... a memorable impact as Shadow does. Or it's not. Well, it's not that. It's not very good. He doesn't. His story doesn't have a very good impact like Shadow's did. There you go. Yeah, that's true. Like I love the character. I love Silver, but Sega and Sonic Team screwed him over, man. I'm not saying he shouldn't be playable again. I'm not saying he shouldn't come back. I think Blaze the cat. I think she should definitely get a sequel game to Sonic Rush, a proper one, or from Rush Adventure, or those two games should get, at least Sonic Rush, man. At least Sonic Rush should get an HD, 3D, voice-acted remake. I think Sonic Rush definitely should have one. It's my favorite handheld Sonic games. It's my favorite 2D modern Sonic game. I think so. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. Aside from Sonic Advance 3, Sonic Rush, the first one, is my favorite my favorite 2D handheld Sonic game or whatever that you can play as modern Sonic in. My favorite 2D side-scrolling Sonic game you can play as the modern Sonic characters in. There you go. With Blaze the Cat in it. Yeah, that'd be great. Alright guys, peace out. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.